So you did some sporadic comebacks, like you'd have a match here, a match there, and then you came back and did the Rumble in 2018, the first Women's Rumble.
Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah, that was so much fun.
But when you came back and faced Charlotte Flair in 2019, it felt different. Because before it kind of felt like Trish is back for the night, you know, she's here to do a match, but it felt like there was, I don't know, there was more of a point to it, there was more of something to it. So for the people
What's the point of her being here? Yeah. Is that what you mean? Did you say that when I was at the Rumble? Were you like, what's the point of her being here?
John Morrison said that.
And then I came back and did that tag match in Evolution. You said, what's the point of her being here? And then 2019, SummerSlam, like, now I know.
There she is.
There she is.
For people who don't know, talk about the kind of wild story of how that match came about. Because it's kind of amazing to think about how that came about.
Oh, gosh. I don't know is it that amazing? I was just literally sitting at home watching Raw, and the commercial came on. So in Canada, you get this. I don't know if you guys do this in the UK, but there's like a Canadian customized commercials. So it just gives us about the events about in Canada and things like that. So like SummerSlam, 3 weeks away. No, get your tickets. I do some announcing on the side, obviously. I was like, oh my God, that would be. Because I had thought when I seen it coming to Toronto, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Maybe I'll get involved, you know. And then when I saw that commercial, I'm like, oh, it's in 3 weeks. If I want to get involved, I should probably train first of all, and also make a call. So I called Vince, and I was like, hey, SummerSlam's coming to Toronto. You know, Toronto's own. And I was like, and Charlotte, what are the chances? Honestly, I truly believe when the universe wants something to happen, it makes it happen. Charlotte had no feud. Like, what? Charlotte had no feud at the moment. So I was like, oh my God, I could just like slip right in there.
How have you made this show so dirty? Like,
you're welcome again. And I thought it would be a good time to slip in there.
Stop saying it.
Keep saying that. Who said that? Oh my goodness.
So you slid in.
Yeah, that dirty. What is happening here? You know what, guys? I don't drink at all. And earlier I was offered, I know, I'm so boring. Good thing I'm so witty. Earlier, someone offered me a drink. Where are you? Where's my little cutie? Where's she? With the Trish can? She left. No. What is that beer called?
Tenants.
So I took the tea and I put a rish beside it. And who's the gentleman that had the beer for me? Okay, so what's my point of this? I didn't even have any of that. But can you imagine what a maniac I would be if I had a sip of that?
I was up in the corner, and it was a thing of beauty because the guy brings you a Tenants, right? And he's got his, and he's having a sip, and you were like...
So excited, right? He thinks he's going to have a Steve Austin moment.
And I was watching going, is she going to take a sip? And you just went... Move straight on. It was iconic. But anyway...
You're like, nerd alert.
But it's kind of amazing, though, that... It's kind of amazing
I'm going to have a beer. I don't even know how to hold a beer properly. It look cool.
It's kind of amazing, though, that Charlotte didn't have anything to do 3 weeks before SummerSlam, and you could just call up and go, let's do that.
Hey, how about this happen? So we're like, let's just have this match at SummerSlam. What do you think? He's like, you're going to come. Yeah. And boom, it's done. Let's do it. He's like, I'm going to bring you to Raw next week. And I'm like, oh, so I'm actually going to the cottage next week, so I can't quite do that, but I'll come the week after. That's why everyone's like, oh, I can't believe they gave you such a short feud. I'm like, ooh, it's kind of my fault. Sorry, guys, but it was enough. It was enough of a build-up. It was Trish freaking Stratus coming back and facing Charlotte Flair. This match, it works. It works. It'll work. It'll be fine. And then, we started the feud and we did a little something and it was so amazing. For me, it was like, I don't even know what got into me. I was like, what am I doing? Like, what did I just sign myself? She's like the best women's wrestler of this generation. I'm just going to fight her. I haven't fought in 12 years. It's fine. It'll be fine. And I'm like, and then I was like, I should probably go. I didn't even say my punchline yet. But
Jen doesn't need a punchline to laugh.
You know it's coming. You know it's going to be funny. You know it. But I hadn't even been in the ring in I don't know, at that point, Kenny? A lot of years.
18 months since the Rumble.
what? Oh, well, I mean, don't a singles
like
match.
one-on-one.
A
Okay.
singles match, a full match, a dedicated to you.
13 years.
A long time. Yes. It's a long time. So I was like, I better get in the ring to start. And I just like, so I remember getting to my ring with my trainer and I was like, okay, can you film this for me? And I said, I'm just gonna do all my greatest hits. I'm gonna chick kick. I'm gonna do the stratosphere. Hit some stratisfaction. Pop up on the Air Canada. Otherwise known as the Fez Press. They didn't know. That's not as popular, the name, obviously. The move's cool. You didn't know the name. You didn't know the name. But get it, Air Canada, like, because I'm flying. And okay. I'm going to do the Scottish faction. Yeah, I'm going to do that next time, okay? No, I don't know what he said.
They want you to have a beer, is essentially, it's the concept.
Maybe for the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so anyway, I practiced and I did my stuff and my coach was trained, I was filming it and I was like, that was bad, right? It was so slow, it wasn't, and he was like, it was amazing. I was like, shut up. And I was like, that was amazing. And it just, I don't know, I was nervous because every time I've gone back, even like for the John Cena match, like, you're going to be in a main event tag match against these amazing wrestlers. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I haven't wrestled in like, at that point, 2 years straight, but I just, it's like riding a bike or something. I just got in there and it came and it happened. And so then at that point, I was ready. But I trained my ass off for that and got ready for that. And I was also like, there's many moments where I was like, what am I doing? This is not, I shouldn't be doing this because I have a certain legacy that I've, done and I've laid the foundation on, and I could basically ruin it in one night. Be like, oh, that was, like, people were like, yeah, good job. That was pretty nice job. I could have sucked, right? But I didn't.
You didn't.
So, no, it was awesome. And then I got to go back and then, perform in front of friends and family, which is always great in Toronto, and have that moment. So I had my like post-retirement, whatever, final farewell, goodbye match.
Did you think that the Charlotte match, when it was done, because you were obviously very happy with it, it was a great match.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that's it, or did you still feel like there was more?
At the moment, I was like, I did it. I like went back, I proved and I wanted to prove myself to like the generation, I guess. Like, I'd heard all these women. It wasn't until going back to the 2018 Royal Rumble that I got to hear all these, like, women have said they've been inspired by me. They grew up watching me. It's hard to say it out loud because I don't want to. I'm not bragging or anything, but but like Charlotte Flair was in the front row watching Lita and I in our main event match, and she says that's when I knew I wanted to become a wrestler. Someone who her dad is freaking Ric Flair, and then you have Natty who grew up Natty with the Hearts. She grew up in like her whole life is wrestling, right? And she didn't think she wanted to become a wrestler because she's like, I don't know, it's like whatever the guys do. Then she saw me and she's like, okay, yeah, that's what I want to do. And so it's so cool, and I'm getting goosebumps right now. Oh my God. What is this?
Let's get to the main event, which is the Becky Lynch feud.
Okay. Are we already done? Are we finished? Do I have to go home soon?
Oh no, we still got some fan questions as well.
Okay, phew. You're finished.
So with the Becky Lynch thing, why her? Why that feud? What was it that made you think? But what made you think of it? What made you thought you were done after Charlotte? Yeah. What made you think about it?
So we had some live events in Canada, and they asked me to come and host them, whatever that means. Whatever Kenny does, basically. It was so easy. Sit there and look.
There's nothing to it, really.
I just went. I went to do this, and I was like, okay. Like, I was looking at the landscape, and Becky, obviously, watching all the girls at the time, right? Becky and Bailey, and just like all the girls doing such great things. I was excited to go back and host, and then I knew that like me and Becky were gonna have a little something that we're gonna do. Rhea was there. It was just, when I look back on, I'm like, I remember speaking to Rhea that night, and she's like, I'm like, what are they doing with you? She's like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't think they know. You never know when they don't know what's going to happen. And so Becky and I had a moment, and like, but what the cool thing is we started a little Twitter war. We're like, oh, let's just hop on social and like get this going, do a little, get the feud going, so to speak. And like people were like really digging it. I remember reading one comment saying, I'm not bragging or anything, but they were like, this Twitter war is more interesting than the women's actual feud going into WrestleMania. And I'm not saying it was, but it was pretty good because we both have our little punniness, and it was cute. It was like we had a little thing back and forth. Did you guys see it? It was good. Rebecca, exactly. And so Rebecca and I, we had this back and forth thing, and it was really cool. We went in, we did our thing there, and we're like, oh, that would be so awesome. So then the idea came about like, oh, maybe Trish, and I'd never heard Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch until then. And I do panels at a lot of these signings. I do panels, and I'll say, "What's your dream match?" And which we'll talk about after. But it was never. No one really said Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus didn't seem like a dream match to them. I don't even know if on paper it seems like a dream match. But we had this really good connection. People liked that there are the wittiness between us, the banter, I guess. And then, but then I got asked like, "Would you come back? Would you work?" And I was like, I really wanted to come back, but I said, if I come back, I'd love to be a heel. Like I just wanted to come back for something different. I just wanted to challenge myself as a performer and do something that I hadn't done before. And she was a babyface for the longest time. Or she was a heel. Sorry, she was a heel. And so I couldn't come back and be a heel, obviously. Heel versus heel isn't that interesting. It's not. I don't know what it's... One guy. Oh, I love ya. And then, but then the fun thing where the fans, WWE Universe organically turned her baby because she got injured, she left, she came back, boom, babyface Becky, and I'm like, it's time. And then we spoke, and she called me just before, it was like, WrestleMania season was upon us, and she's like, would you come back and work me at WrestleMania? And I was like, ugh. Okay, now it's been how many years, at this point? I was like, I would love to. I love that idea. Let me check my schedule, which really meant let me just go to the ring and see if I can do my moves still. Check, I can. And then, thank goodness. And then, we just started talking, and then we came up. And then we thought it would be a really great way, knowing that I wanted to eventually, turn and go back and do a little mini. When I say mini, it was supposed to be mini. It was not mini. But I wanted to do a little mini run as a heel. And so we thought we'd bring in Lita, and then turning on Lita would give it a little more juice, because me turning on Becky, we didn't have any television history at that point. So it'd mean more. We were like, oh, she turned on her friend of 20 years. What a bitch. Yeah.
Thank you, Trish. I don't know what you want to say.
I just, ta-dam, I don't know.
But I mean,
the end.
it all, you come back and you do, it's kind of the story of your career, is that there always has to be a story. There always has to be like a long-term story, and it leads to the cage match. And you never got to have cage matches back in the day. And, it was pulled from SummerSlam, or it wasn't going to be on SummerSlam. Did the culmination feel worth it to you for everything that you'd wanted to do, the time you'd put into it, and what do you remember about the day?
I don't remember much because I had a concussion at the end. So I literally did not, I left that match. If you watch closely when they're chanting, yes. It's so wonderful. And so when they were chanting that, if you look at me, I'm a glazed over. I do not remember a thing. I went back and I was like, they're like, where are you? I was like, I know there's wrestling. It was crazy, guys. It was really crazy. But like, it came back within 2 hours. I was back. They had me doing, hey, can you balance? I'm like, yeah, I can. Oh my God. Like, it was crazy. That's for reals, that stuff. So that, it was, then it came back to me and whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I just had an amazing match with Becky Lynch. And, because I didn't have a chance, it was something, and it's funny because there's people will pull interviews from before that I had said, I don't know, I'd love to have a cage match one day. I never got to have a cage match. And I'm so glad we got to do that. But I also felt like our feud, it needed to like have that kind of an ending, it couldn't just be like a normal match, right? And then the whole SummerSlam thing, like we knew if we had a SummerSlam match, if it was to be a SummerSlam, it would have been a normal match, maybe get 8 minutes amongst this card of like crazy matches. But people don't realize like we wanted a cage match. It was a stadium. You can't have a cage in a stadium. So that just, everyone's like, oh, I can't believe they screwed you for SummerSlam. I'm like, well, actually, we didn't. We declined, actually. And so we wanted it to be, we thought, let's go the next pay-per-view. Let's have it in a cage. Let's give ourselves, we can have like a good chunk of time and be a featured match on the pay-per-view. Sorry, PLE. It just doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? Right? And it was great. I mean, I loved every minute of it. I loved getting my ass whooped. It was great.
You did say you wanted to mention what the dream match is. What is the dream match if not Becky Lynch?
Do you guys know what the dream match that people keep talking about? Otherwise known as, we don't want to call her Mercedes Moné.
Sasha Banks, otherwise known as Sasha Banks.
Oh, I get it. You want to see Trish Stratus versus Sasha Banks. You don't want to see Trish Stratus versus Mercedes Moné. Okay, I got it. So I shouldn't go to AW.